Hello and welcome. This tutorial will provide an overview of the DocuMotion Connect solution. We will begin with a functional demonstration, then proceed to the technical setup, the data model configuration, and the template design process. First, let's look at the solution in action from an end-user perspective. We are starting with a standard CRM interface. It is important to note that the solution can integrate with any core information management system. As you can see, the system contains data related to a main object, our policy object. Note the various data fields and related lists, in this case, a list of vehicles and their associated coverage. Here, you will find a Generate PDF button. Clicking on this button utilizes the DocuMotion Connect service to create a PDF document populated with data directly from this record. Looking at our generated PDF, we can see we've generated a pixel-perfect, rich, and detailed document. Notice how it contains populated data directly from the system. For example, it displays the sum of the policy, the correct policy dates, and the broker's details. Scrolling further, you can see how the document handles related list data by structuring it within a clean table. It also features powerful, rules-driven content, like this conditional appendix that's automatically included for a new driver. Let's demonstrate the solution's dynamic capabilities by reviewing how a new document is generated reflecting changes in the source data. I enable the luxury car parameter and modify the insurer. After that, we will regenerate the PDF. As you can see, the newly generated document immediately reflects the updated information. The company logo has been replaced with the new insurer's logo. Furthermore, a luxury car appendix has now been included in the document, triggered by the checkbox we selected. So, let's talk about what's happening behind the scenes. Clicking the Generate PDF button initiates a secure API call from your system to the DocuMotion Connect service. This single call transmits all the required information. It specifies which template to use and provides the data payload, an XML file containing all the populated values for the service to process. In summary, DocuMotion Connect empowers end users to generate highly customized, data-driven documents with a single click directly from their primary business application, ensuring both efficiency and data accuracy. So far, we have demonstrated the end-user experience, which takes place in your primary business system and interacts with DocuMotion's back-end service via API calls. Now, let's pull back the curtain and open the DocuMotion Connect application itself to see how these templates are created and managed. We will begin in the Forms tab, the central repository for all templates. The foundation for any template is its data schema, which is defined in a structured JSON file that acts as a blueprint for the data, outlining all fields, their corresponding data types, and the relationships between objects. Let's look closer at the JSON file's content. You'll see it's built around a main object, in this case, a policy. The JSON itself specifies the structure for this object, defining the data type for every necessary field, such as the policy number, discount percentage, and expiration date. The file also outlines the relationships between different data objects and their fields. Once this JSON blueprint is finalized, we can use it to create our data model in DocuMotion Connect. First, we'll give our new data model a name, such as Policy Data Model, and click Save and Define. This action prepares the system, and now we can upload our prepared JSON file. After the upload, all the fields, lookups, and related lists we defined in the JSON appear in the Available Fields panel. From here, we select only the relevant fields needed for this specific template and move them to the Selected Fields panel using the right arrow button. These selected fields are now available to be included in our document design. They will act as placeholders for the data that will be sent in the XML payload of a future API call. To assist with this, the panel on the right also includes an XML template tab. This tool helps you build a sample XML payload, showing the exact structure the system expects when you want to generate a document. For instance, here is a complete example of an XML payload, demonstrating the exact structure the service expects to receive in an API call. After saving the data model, we are ready for the design stage. Let's open our designer and review the same template we initially generated the documents from in our opening demonstration. The designer is built upon Microsoft Word, providing a familiar and intuitive interface. On the side panel, the data model pane displays the fields we previously configured. To add a data field to your document, a simple double-click places it on the template. As we scroll down the template, we can see how data from related lists is handled. In this example, the list of vehicles is structured within a table. This format allows the document to dynamically expand and display multiple rows, accommodating any number of vehicles associated with the policy. Now, let's look at how conditional logic is implemented. You'll recall the luxury car appendix from our demonstration. That entire section is placed inside a container, which is programmatically set to render only when the luxury car data field is true. This is the core method for creating powerful, rules-based dynamic content. After saving the design, you first activate the template for internal testing. Once satisfied, you publish it to your production environment, making it live for API calls, just as we saw in the demonstration. That concludes this overview of the setup, design, and publishing process for a template with DocuMotion Connect. DocuMotion. Committed to making your life easier.